Hello and welcome to the video tour of our 1999 Tiffin Allegro for sale in our hometown of Seward, Alaska. You're watching this video because you saw the link in my Craigslist ad or because you follow our YouTube channel and our travels. Now, I do want to invite you to look in the comments section because I'm about to invite the folks that watch our YouTube channel to put their comments about this motorhome. And I have the confidence to say that 99% of them are all going to be good because we've produced hundreds upon hundreds of videos in this thing and they've seen the best and the worst of it. So you're also going to get a level of honesty that you may not be used to because everything's like documented on these YouTube videos. I can't hide a thing from you guys.
Nope. We also want to make this video because we do live about 2.5 hours from most of the population centers in Alaska, and something that we have found as we're looking for a new rig to travel overseas in is how nice it would be if someone would just do a video tour, so
a legit video tour,
know if it's something we really want or not before we make the effort to go look at it.
Yeah, we wasted 300 pounds on a vehicle inspection in the UK because the broker only took the good angles.
Yep.
So yeah, you're going to experience a level of honesty you may not be used to. But this is a 20-year-old motorhome, give or take, 1999. But she is a rock star, never left us stranded. And I'm going to tell you what's wrong with her because there are some things that are coming up on the maintenance list. And, you know, it's a living creature and you got to take care of it.
So we lovingly refer to this RV as Nellie, and she is a 32-foot long RV with one 14-foot slide. She's 1999, so she's 19 years old, and she has about 86,000 miles on her. For the first 4 years that we owned her, we just used her for summers here in Alaska, and then for 2.5 years we explored the lower 48 with Nellie and drove her all the way to Maine, all the way to Florida, all the way to Mexico, and all the way back home to Alaska.
Please note, brand new windshield. You will have the honor of getting the first chips and cracks in it yourself. And, you know, the level of honesty, there's some paint chipping there, but that could be taken off and painted.
Slide has always worked like a champ.
Yeah, I think it's about a 14-foot slide. Yeah, $19 at Karen's RV.
But lots of good tread left on our tires.
Oh yes, totally. They're good.
They've got
good
a lot
tires.
of life left.
Just a side note about these compartments here. I think these two have some leakage going on, need to be resealed. But I've never used them because they're a royal pain in the butt to get to, and they're so small they're not worth my time. But yeah, when I was cleaning things out, there was moisture in there, so probably gonna need to do some resealing, but totally a DIY project.
Back here on the roof, we have an antenna for our booster, which makes getting a cell phone signal tremendously better wherever you are.
While we're pointed up here, I do want to note that there was a tree that fell, not like horrible timber, but it kind of came to rest on the roof of the motorhome there. Turned it into insurance. They fixed it. It's all good. Never had any problems since, but just telling you.
No structural damage.
Yep. Going on around, that's where the Onan 4kW generator's located. Dual rear wheels, but most people probably know all that. This is the wet bay. We got her plugged into the house, but nice spacious place to do business. I always kept this compartment for the automotive fluids and stuff like that. Great level of honesty that you're not used to experiencing. Yeah, there's a bump there and a bruise right there. If you're a fiberglass guy, you could probably do it yourself, or we just thought of the idea you get some color-coded duct tape, but that duct tape, I know it sounds bad, but that's the Alaskan way. That has held for a long time, guys. But we do have a new spare tire cover on order. It should be here in a couple days.
We also have a rear camera.
Yep, rear camera. Let's take them on the roof real quick. And in case you're wondering what the roof looks like, this is what it looks like. Bedroom vent, bathroom vent, black, gray, living room vent. It's a 99, so there's an actual antenna. That might be an antique one day. Refrigerator vent, air conditioner, and up here is the antenna for the Wilson signal booster for LTE. Great stuff, helps us a lot. So this is a very sturdy ladder, guys. I'm a big dude and I totally just crawled up that. That was my fishing gear locker. This was our kayaking and sporting goods locker. Something kind of stained that at one time. I suppose you could pull it out and wash it. I never did. Oh, and before we go too far, this is the furnace for the master bedroom. Hot water heater. Main living area furnace. Propane tank. Then you have the refrigerator vents. And then when you're generating your own power on shore power outlets. This was a very handy little compartment. This is probably due for a little replacement. All right, this was a very busy compartment. I just had to redo the sealing on it. I had a little difficulty finding seals, but I made it work. But what was going on is this was starting to rust, as you will see, you know, on some of the other bays. But like I said, you know, it's going to be on your to-do list, but it's a very big basement compartment. And it's starting to rain, so wrapping up on the outside here, there's an awning. And then we just put fresh carpeting on there. Power steps on into the coach. This is where you really get to see the quality of a Tiffin Allegro. And let's just start at the front. Brand new windshield, backup camera, 12-volt outlet, nice size, storage compartments, passenger side cabinet. This is the cabinet where I kept all the kind of the house mechanical stuff that I needed. Cruise control, air conditioning, 87,649 to be specific. We have leveling jacks right down there. You have fan controls, generator start, stop, a bypass. Also, you have the generator hours at 1,299. There is the Wilson signal booster location. You guys will love this thing, and it just kind of runs up there and on out. That's a Garmin LMT 760 RV GPS. Mixed opinions on the software part of it, but it totally works fine and gets you from point A to point B. Being a 99, that was back in the day when TVs had booty, and we removed the TV and have this nice storage bay. And what's cool is that there's a 12-volt outlet back there, and there's also 110 power. So we store our little Yeti here. Nice little glove box over here on the passenger side. Cheap little vent registers. I probably should have ordered those on Amazon. I just kind of noticed that now. But easy fix. There's the thermostat for the duotherm AC and heater unit on the roof, but there's also the propane furnace that it controls.
So we do have new covers for the two captain's chairs on order. They'll be here in just a few days, so won't have the tears. It's just wear and tear. We did replace that television with this one. Moves around so you can get it to your liking.
Yes.
Has a DVD player. It's 12 volt.
Yes. And do you guys appreciate the fact that it's 12 volt? Because that means you don't need to be running the generator or plugged into shore power to watch a movie.
Nope.
You know, that's just good stuff there.
We replaced this couch a year and a half ago. We put in a double recliner.
That is seriously the best part of this RV right now. Like, two people are totally 100% comfortable in here. And we just had our friend do a pretty good detailing, and all the carpets got shampooed and the couch got shampooed. But you will grow to love this couch in Alaska because you're getting a motorhome. because the weather can suck outside sometimes, and you want to be comfortable on those days when it's pouring down rain.
So we always used these for storage of food. This is the controller for the slide out. And if you want to, all of the hookups are here to connect to cable when you are staying at an RV
kind of
park.
Antique technology, but hey.
Still works. I redid the Dinette cushion covers just recently. Still great foam, really comfortable, and nice and fresh material on them.
Okay, so another note here. This motorhome had these kind of window casements that came out about 3 inches or so. They were kind of a pain in the butt, so we made our own little curtains here, and you would actually be shocked at how much real estate that freed up and how much more spacious it made it feel. There is a Black & Decker coffee maker. I'm not sure where the basket went. I saw her carrying it the other day.
Cabinets. And after having stayed in some other RVs, I do want to point out that all of the cabinets in here have struts, which you won't find on some of the cheaper RVs. And you won't realize what a blessing it is until you have one of those hit you in the head while you're trying to put something away.
Paper towel bar, and enter the kitchen. 4 nice drawers. You know, you got your pots and pans that can go down here. We love the propane oven because you can be cooking some dinner while you're driving.
Or boondocking.
Yeah, boondocking. Stove.
3-burner stove.
Boom. Microwave convection oven. I think we only used the convection feature like twice.
I made like stellar chocolate chip cookies in there once.
Oh yeah, that air does make pretty good chocolate chip cookies.
We always used this for the spices. There's also plug-in here. The microwave is in that part.
You guys can pause on that, but
that's the original paperwork. Okay, some more cabinetry above the sink, and you'll notice these are still really tight. They don't fly open while you're driving. Double sink, under sink storage.
That's a huge place. Kind of ends up becoming a black hole for you, but it's there if you want to use it.
Yep.
Towel bar.
Towel bar and access to all of the plumbing.
Yeah.
And where we store. Hey, we needed some more.
Yeah, we're almost out of toilet paper for the house.
And
sweet. We're almost out of paper towels, too. Nice. That just bought us until the next Costco run. Like I said, a level of real life you're not used to.
All right, moving right along. Here in the kitchen, we have this fantastic style vent fan. Probably could use a good cleaning, but you can pull air in if you want to vent the place, or
suck air out.
Suck air out if it's hot in here. All right, standard RV fridge here runs off of propane or AC power. We've stored like 20 pounds of Alaskan salmon, halibut, and caribou in there. Fridge still in great condition. It does have door shelving, and it has the vegetable drawers. They're just in the washer right now.
Down here you have a very modest control panel, your 12 volt and 3 light switches and the power steps and fire extinguisher, little shelf located above the front door, great for holding those very popular items.
Master closets, lots of space. If there's 2 of you, 2 drawers apiece.
That is a very good size closet. This is a little piece for the awning. I'm just gonna say it, you're known for breaking closet bars. You never broke this closet bar, and that is seriously saying a lot, guys. I have repaired like how many closet bars for you over the years?
We don't need to talk about that.
Okay, next.
All right, vanity is out here. Shower and toilet are in a room. But you've got a nice big medicine cabinet here. I could probably use some new bars.
Yeah, we took our bars out.
Yeah.
You can put fresh ones in.
Got a toothbrush holder for your electric toothbrushes, and
the
nice sink.
Has the plug with it still. Little boo-boo there from a curling iron. So the bathroom door opens. You can snap it there for privacy. 3 towel bars on the door. A mirror, which I've been told is a feature people like. Toilet paper holder. Thetford regular RV toilet. Some shelves. I think before we had it, at one time there's probably like a mirrored door here, but we just got those white bars at like the Walmart RV section, and they held stuff perfectly. Awesome feature here. So you ever go to hotels and you see that they have that towel bar that kind of goes out, gives you all kinds of extra space. It just makes life so much easier. What are these? Oxygenics. Really cool RV shower head.
Makes you feel like you're taking a real shower even though you're using no water.
Yeah,
water.
It really does conserve water well. Nice little bathtub. I suppose a kid could have fun in there. Some shelves, and hey, I'm not too ashamed to display my fondness of command hooks.
Another van.
Yep, right up there.
Okay, this is the bedroom. 2.5 years ago, we replaced the mattress. Nice, thick, clean mattress. We have under the bed storage, which is amazing.
If you don't know what that is, we'll tell you. It's Reflectix. It's like an RVer's best friend.
Yep.
But totally awesome. What we did is we put those file boxes,
yep,
and we made the most amazing organization system underneath here. Good stuff. But you can see ducting for one of the heaters and the water tank.
We also put new struts on under here so that it holds itself up and it's easy to put back down.
Yes.
Both sides have a small cabinet that you can use for hang-ups or, you know, whatever you want to put in there. Everybody has their own drawer.
I like the fact that it's a walk-around bed, too.
I do too, yeah, an island-style bed.
Down there you have some access to water lines for like infrastructure type of stuff.
We also added 12-volt outlets, 2 of them on both sides of our bed,
yes,
so we could plug our phones in. And you have 12-volt lights here.
Good linen storage up there, guys. Yep. Big old compartments. Kind of my side, same deal on the closet. Little magazine rack. The furnace is in there. Got a drawer here. These curtains do block a fair amount of light, guys. And then the TV. So this is another one of those 12-volt TV DVD combos. And there's AC power and 12-volt power back there already. Totally awesome for the end of the day. Setting the sleep timer and dozing off to an old favorite movie.
Here's the control panel for the second heater. We actually didn't use this a lot. We used the front one a bunch more, but it does work. We have checked it.
It works too well, and
yeah,
the problem was we got so hot. So the residual heat from the living room was a good balance.
The other thing we did in here was to remove that god-awful accordion-style
let's just undo
divider.
that.
And instead I put in this, what I thought was a really pretty curtain. So you can have privacy. The other thing I used to always do was just open this. You can clip it here, and then you have this whole space to change it.
That's about everything in the back of the motorhome. Forgot to show you this. I hate to say it. There is some level of accuracy, but you just learn to follow your gut when it comes to this stuff. Removing the doghouse, and there's the engine and transmission. Very easy to get to the back side of the engine, which is like a total role reversal. Yeah, she has been awesome for us. I did do a full cooling system rehose about 1.5 years. That was a great decision. We've stayed on top of everything.
We also added this extra,
yeah,
what do you call that?
It's just insulation, maybe
yeah,
some sound deadening, I don't know.
Made it so it didn't get so warm while you're driving.
Yeah, totally.
Well, we keep remembering features. So we did add some extra 12-volt plugins back here in the kitchen. And also wanted to show you the storage that you'll find underneath each of the dinettes.
And there are seat belts if you need to
So you can
seat a lot of
four
people.
with seat belts between here and the front.
So aside from the things that we showed you through the walk around, everything works on this motorhome. I would not hesitate to drive it down Yalcan and back across the country again. We have that much faith in it. You know, there are some things that we showed you. Hey, that's the real deal, guys.
Yeah. But the reality is she's clean, everything in her works, and she's ready for you to drive down here, pick her up, and take her out camping next weekend.
Yeah, and also when you walk in, you don't get that old dingy RV smell. Everybody knows that smell.
Yeah,
it's
this
bad.
one has always smelled clean.
Yes, we've always kept it clean. Also, the Tiffin motorhomes, guys.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about them. We kind of lucked out when we first bought this thing.
We had no idea.
All we really knew was that we didn't want to get one of those Yellowstone or Sunseeker POSs from the Anchorage rental fleets. And we happened into this thing, and it's been an amazing 7 years. It's just time to...
we love her so much that we convinced my mom to buy a 2010.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
Exactly.
We just kept talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
Until she was like, okay, I'm buying a Tiffin.
They are very good motorhomes. And we're happy to let her go to a good home, because we know that the worst thing for her would be sitting and not being attended to. I really look forward to also just handing over, because it's almost like sending your kid off to camp without their backpack. I have supplies. I have like an extra starter. I have stuff that I will give you to make life easier. We just cleaned it out so we could kind of stage it, you know, that whole real estate thing.
Make it
but
look good.
yes, I have so much stuff that I will just give you, or we will give you. Okay, we're done. If you like what you saw in this video and you want to see what the hell else we're up to, you can hit subscribe on YouTube and follow our adventures as we head to Europe.
And buy another vehicle.
Exactly. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to reading all those comments. Bye.